in moments like this, there are moments of reflection. What I'll be doing, I have to be locked down and so on, is that I don't lock down my brain. This is the time to open up the brain and begin to think through. Now we are in this crisis. Well, to be honest, I am in a difficult situation. I am chairman of a governing party, but I'm also a Nigerian. And as I said, what I'll be doing is thinking and reflecting. I think that when we unlock or when we relax, should be formed not by political considerations. It should be formed by scientific findings. This is the time we should listen to the expert who knows about public health and who are at home and who have the facts and who are knowledgeable in terms of the way in which this pandemic spread. If in their judgment they think we should relax, then we should. If they think we shouldn't, we shouldn't. Personally, I worry. I mix with everybody, vertically and horizontally. And people tell me, if people don't work, how are they going to survive? But I also ask, if they are sick and they are dying, how are they going to survive? It is not a choice between, close down, go and work, make some money and survive, and nothing else. There are hard trade-offs. If you expose more people and you have more spread, and we have the kind of situation that we saw in Italy, that we saw in Spain and some other places. I listened to the preamble by Dr. Ruben when he talks about the number of hospital places available, how people should be treated at home and so on and so forth. For me, the evidence shows that rather than flattening the curve is rising sharply. I want to believe that at the end of the week, that there will be a reflection about the possible consequences if we unlock completely. I have seen a governor saying that there should be no lockdown at all, because according to him, in his own state, there is no incident of the virus. My fear is that I do not know that there is a snake in my house does not necessarily mean that there is actually no snake. Maybe I am not able to search all the corners enough. I do not believe, for example, that there is any state in Nigeria where there is no coronavirus. But I believe that because of the level of illiteracy, because of our attitude to the way in which we collect information, this is a country where people are born, they are not registered, people die, they are buried without autopsy, without any formality, except the celebration, etc., etc. I think that it is difficult for one to pronounce with a level of confidence that there's any party don't have it. I will expect, if you ask me that, at the end of the week, there is need for serious reflection. We have to make hard choices between loosening the lockdown, free people to work. There are kind of jobs that you can do, that you can say, once you put on your face mask, that you are protected. But we have also heard from experts that face mask does not stop you from contacting the virus. It may at best stop you from passing it to another person. And now, given the quality and different type of face mask that have been produced, I am not sure how helpful those can protect people. Now, if there is a challenge between security of life and economic prosperity or well-being, I would think that we must resolve it in favor of first, security of life, and then sustainability of our economic lives. That is why on this issue, I really don't want to talk as if I know more than anyone else, because the truth is I don't. But what I do know is we should listen more to those who know. We should listen more to those who are experts in public health, in the way in which this virus spread, and how it can be curtailed. This is the most difficult period for any government, whether federal or state. We have seen it around the world, and there's a heavy debate, even in America. Some governors say, open. Some say, don't. Some businesses say, we want to open. But my advice to workers, for example, I understand NSC also was worried about the lockdown, I said, and so on and so on. I said, but remember, historically, if workers are wasted through ill-thought-out relaxation of this process, more workers contract the disease and they die. Employers, the surplus unemployment, employers can go and employ other people. But those who are dead can never come back. So I am not able here, given the time we have, to say yes, no. I will say, let's look at what happened between now and the next few days, do deeper reflection, and see what we need to do differently. I also think that locking down some states and leaving others, as we have seen, we saw a problem in Kano that has now been locked down for another 2 weeks, 1 week longer than Lagos and so on. But the truth of the matter, as far as I'm concerned, is there are no rigid boundaries in Nigeria. You might know of the federal highways that connect one state to the other and block them. Nobody is able to block someone, because look at the maps, how the states, the boundaries between one state or the other. And I also don't think that the transmission is more through interstate. We are being told by the presidential task force that we are beginning to see spread within communities. So if the virus is already within a state, the fact that you have locked the borders doesn't stop it from spreading within those states. So social distancing, whatever you want to do, if the nature of the business is such that social distancing can be maintained, yes. But if the nature of the economic activity is such that social distancing is impossible, I will call for a rethinking. So I will want to see not a blanket open and close. I want to see a more creative thing that identifies the nature of the business, the one that can be unlocked, and the one that needs to remain locked. Because at the end of the day, it's very clear to me that we have challenges, but obviously it is a lot easier for us as a nation to prevent the spread of this pandemic rather than to have additional hospital bed. But I think there was a mistake made in some of the communication. I watched somebody yesterday saying this virus, even without any care, any treatment, naturally it will go away. That is a dangerous statement to make. That is not supported by evidence. How come that about 60,000 people have died in America and the system didn't just kill them? Those people didn't manage to heal themselves. How come that we have the kind of deaths in Spain and in Italy with all the advancement in technology and healthcare infrastructure? I think that we need to manage our language very well. And the pressure must not be given by default that the problem is less. The evidence that we see from the numbers that are generated every day suggests that the curve is going up. In countries where they are relaxing because the curve has been flattened or is flattening. That is not what we are seeing. And it appears that because we have limited capacity for testing, until you test, you can't confirm. You cannot know more people who are affected than the number you are able to test. We have not tested 3% of Nigerians. Yeah.
Incidentally, you were referring to the Minister of Health, Osagi Hanire, when he was saying people should not be afraid, that 95% of the cases in Nigeria are mild cases and that people will fight it off anyway. But I would have loved to ask you a number of political questions.